Hello and welcome back to Sprite Guard Plays Starseed Pilgrim. I'm continuing to record these in batches, but I'm not sure that that's exactly how I want to be doing these, because the pattern I've been getting into is having sort of one episode where I'm just relearning the game and catching up with what I've forgotten over the intervening weeks, and then I build up some momentum, and then I stop playing the game for 3 weeks. So I am going to be, over this entire week, really talking about the ways in which I want my channel to change and grow, and the ideas that I want to bring to the channel. And I think that one of the things that I want to do is start doing these videos, recording them more frequently. Like, they'll still be going up on Mondays, that will not be changing, but I want to, instead of recording like 3 in a row and uploading them 1 week at a time with a long gap between times when I play this, I think I want to record them just more frequently. And so that should give better quality of play from me, and then hopefully also a little bit. One of the things that I want to try to do is make this, because this is the series that goes up on Mondays, I want to make it a little bit of, well, here's what's happening this week. I want it to be a lot of other things. There's a lot of things that this game does for me, and I don't think that I can capture everything in a little blurb, but I want this game to be the way that I start off the week, because it is the way that I start off the week. And so, what is that going to mean? That's going to mean I do not want that to grow in. Okay, that's going to mean basically exactly what you see here, just talking about what's coming up, what ideas I have for the channel, what I've been thinking about. I also still want it to be very much a part of a game where I talk about strategy and tactics, because that's really what this game started out as, and I was kind of resistant to it at first, but I have really been enjoying doing this series as a strategy and tactics series. So I'm going to dig this out so that I have a way back up once I harvest these, and I'm going to let these grow in as tall as I can manage. And then I'm going to drop some ice down here to slow down the darkness, though that may have not been the best place to put it, because that red one is going to go off probably before that ice has corrupted, and that will cover it up. So that's not ideal. I want to harvest these now, and that will get us ahead in the game. That's more than 7. I didn't actually count how many that was, but that should have us ahead in the number of seeds that we're getting. Now this one I don't have a way to jump up to, and I don't have anything coming up that will let me jump up to this, so I'm going to let a 6th one grow in. I believe that's 6. And then I'm just going to harvest, knowing that we got quite a lot. Looks like 8 from the other one, which is pretty darn good. And then I'm going to dig these up and plant this here to try and push back against the darkness a little bit, though it's going to come in a little bit slower than I would like. And then I can just stop it there. And that will cover up some of the gray and also fill in where some of the orange was, and that will corrupt a lot more slowly than the orange. So things are going well. Things are going really well this game. And things are going really well for this channel. I am pretty excited about the stuff that I have lined up this week. It's going to be a lot of talking about stories and narratives, and the narratives that I tell about myself, and the narratives that I tell about my channel and my gameplay, and I'm also thinking about bringing back narrative games themselves. And I really do not have much use for red blocks, but I am sure getting a lot of them. And I'm just finding it more valuable to just destroy them than to try and spend a lot of energy figuring out what to do with them. And I keep getting the same colors over and over again, which is kind of messing with my strategy a little bit. But this actually gives me a place where I can start growing a pretty tall seed column. And then I'm going to harvest these up. And we have yet another one of these random ones, and I don't want it to... Whoops! Okay, well, that was one way of dealing with that. So that seed's gone, and I'm not really pleased that I lost it. That's going to speed up the corruption by a lot, and it's going to put me in a little bit of maintenance mode, but we still have quite a few seeds. And we have a jump pad coming up here, followed by a seed column, which is pretty much ideal. And then we have another gosh danged red one. Don't even know what to do with it, don't even want to deal with it. Almost couldn't get out of there. Ah! Okay, things are getting a little frightening. Okay, we're fine. Everything is good. Everything may, in fact, be awesome. I'm not entirely sure, though. Some things are, at least, and that's comfort. So there is a door up there, but we have not really had the kind of key action that I would like. I don't feel like... Okay, there's a door there, but again, I'm not really seeing enough keys. We can maybe use this red one, actually, a little bit tactically. That actually looks like a pretty good place to put a red one, because that will stop the slime, it will give us something to jump off of around here, and it will give us a springboard if we want to build up towards this key up here. Now, I can't remember if we connected to one key back there. I've already forgotten. I don't think we've connected to any. And so we really need to hurry if we're going to make it through this door, or we need to find a lot more than we've been finding, and the corruption is catching up to us pretty quickly, so I want to harvest these and move on. So I'm thinking about bringing back narrative games. It's something that I want to do on this channel. It may not happen this week, but it is something that I've been thinking about this week since I was talking with my friends about what I've been doing on this channel and what I plan to continue to do on this channel. Another red one. I have no use for it. There's nowhere good that I can and useful that I can put it. This purple one could be useful, but I really don't see a good place for it. Maybe here? Will it grow up? Yes. Okay, that's alright. It's not the most useful thing I've ever done, but we're starting to get up towards some keys, so we can try using a random one here and see if it does what we want it to. So I found my copy of Final Fantasy VI, or 3 actually, and so I am considering doing that. That's a game that I've been thinking about doing since I played that with my friends in Portland and had a wonderful time and really was reminded of just how much I like that game. No really good place for this ice except maybe to squeeze it in there. Another red one. Just gonna get rid of it. Another yellow one. I think we want to harvest these now-ish. And that will give us an area that we can start planting. I think we can try again with this random one to get... Well, actually, let's see if that goes to the right at all. We can use this to connect up there. That will corrupt very quickly, but it will take a while to connect, and then once it gets up there, it will connect up very neatly, and we shouldn't have too much difficulty getting up there. We may have to use a bubble, but that's not such a bad thing. Alright, so that went off and is going to really speed up the corruption, so we really need to get a move on and find more keys. I don't have quite as many seeds as I would like to have at this point, but I'm going to see what I can make of this. I think setting one off... No, setting one off here won't be good. Let's say I can connect up here, but that's going to corrupt very quickly. That's going to leave me in a pretty sticky situation. But maybe putting ice there... no. Well, that may have slowed it down a little bit. It hasn't slowed it down anywhere near enough. But it's done a little tiny bit, and that may be enough to make a difference. But I think as this catches up to me, I'm starting to think that what I may need to do is actually set off this red one, even though I really do not have as many seeds as I would like here. But we can let that grow in, and then... There we go. Alright, so things are actually going okay. Things are a little frightening, but we actually have the right seeds to make some good progress here. Because we have these purple ones are going to slow down the darkness quite a lot. And that will let us try and get forward to... I've never seen this many doors all at once. I believe we need 2 more keys. That is my memory. And so we're not really equipped to do that as it stands. I don't really see a really high likelihood of that happening. And partly that's going to depend on how this random one goes. That's not terrible. It's not great, but it's not terrible. We can actually connect up here really easily. And then maybe we can kind of springboard with some ice this way. That will actually speed up the corruption a little bit, unfortunately. But it may give us a little bit more maneuvering room this way. So that's going to corrupt very slowly. I don't know how many I want to let grow in before I grab this. I'm kind of watching it. I think I need to go now. I want to let one more in, but I just don't think it's going to happen. And this is not ideal. I don't see that we're going to connect up this way, which is really not what I wanted to say. We're so close. We're so close. And 1 or 2 seeds may actually be enough. I believe we have left a lot of the seeds for us to gather once we're in the Dark World. We may be able to get a 3rd one out of this. It's really not certain, but I think we can get a 3rd one. I'm like, my heart is pounding just kind of watching this. It's like watching, I remember, this is kind of tangential, and it's very good that we got more than one there, and this will connect up. There was a volcano erupting on Hawaii a little while ago, and somebody was talking about how hard it is to watch a disaster in slow motion, and I can't compare this to that. You know, this is a game. There is nothing at stake here. But I had that sense of everything happening literally in slow motion. And it was just kind of really tense. And I got maybe a little bit more into it than is really what I usually aim for. But I'm kind of trying to get more emotionally invested in these videos because I think it will be more entertaining. I would love to hear what you think, if you think that's the case. I don't want to end up, like, really coming off... I don't want to come off fake. I really don't like the Let's Players who feel like they're really forcing very exaggerated emotional reactions, and so I want to avoid that. And we actually have a pretty... Why is this not... There we... Oh! Okay. This is really getting tight, because the world's going to fade away. We have to get to this door. Yes! We made it! Okay, so now we have to use the seeds that we've been given to build down. And that's going to be made very difficult by the corruption all around us. And we don't have the greatest toolkit for doing that right away. We can't dig this stuff out. That's not an option. And we're not getting the seeds that I really want to see to make this work really well. You know, we're getting stuff that lets us go down 1 or 2 blocks, but we're not getting this stuff that lets us really build out and downwards. And that's not the direction I wanted that to grow in, and it's getting so close, and I need this to grow down, and then down again. I don't know what happens if you fall into the darkness in the darkness. That'll grow down and to the left, unfortunately. This should grow... Oh, there's so much darkness. I don't think we can get it. Oh! We just reset. And we lose some... I think we lose some of the seeds we're holding, but not all of them. Alright. So that's just going to connect every time, I think. Unfortunately. But maybe we can... Okay, this lets us get down quite a ways, but I just realized I made a big mistake. We cannot put like in like, and I can't jump over this now. So I actually have no options except to fall into the darkness. And now I believe we're just going to respawn with 1 seed, and it's not one that we can use very usefully. This is, I believe, the best we have done, though. We've had a major breakthrough, and we've opened up a part of the game that I have briefly seen, but really haven't gotten to experiment with as much as I did today. So I am pretty pleased with this episode. I'm pretty pleased with the stuff that is coming up this week. I'm pretty excited for everything that's happening this week, and in the near future for this channel. So thank you very much for joining me. As always, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. But most of all, have a great rest of your day.